Hello, Paul here from EMD. Today we're doing a diagnostic test on this Porsche Cayenne. This Porsche Cayenne, we've done a lot of work, I think it was 2 weeks ago, on this car here, and the customer picked it up, took it home, and the car started running rough or underpowered. And then was towed back to us to the workshop on last Friday, and today we're just doing the test. Just want to show you what we found. So when the car first came in, this is what we had. We had this fault here, intake camshaft, that's a cam solenoid's fault, because we checked the timing and timing was fine. The chain wasn't stretched, so everything was fine on the top end timing. And then we had the actual fuel tank and oil temperature sensor, so we replaced the actual little line there, fuel ventilation solenoid, and the actual oil temp underneath actually that was a big job, that one, because you got to drop the subframe down, the suspension. And the car was towed in on Friday, and then now we have this one here now. That wasn't there before. So we have a misfire for cylinder number 4. That usually on the old Cayenne is an ignition coil or a spark plug. This is ignition number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 is that one there. So that's the faulty one. So it looks like and just looking at the coils, look at the part number of the coils. I'm going to look at the part number. That's really old coils, not new. That's an old one. So, and the customer said, can we have a look at there's an oil pressure light that came on the car. So we're doing the actual oil pressure test today on this car here, which is our gauge on the floor. Sometimes they leak down here, but it just hooks up to just there. So you take out the oil pressure switch and you hook up your tool to it. My one's a snap-on, so I'm not sure what size it is, but snap-on give you a lot of that one there. Snap-on give you a lot of sizes for different European manufacturer to actually. Then you have to make it up to make it fit by just changing the connections. All right, start it up. So this is the actual oil pressure when it's cold. So it went up to 4 bar. Oil pressure went up to 4 bar, a little bit over 4 bar when it's cold. So when it gets hot, it will come down lower, but the most important one is the oil pressure when it's cold. That's the one you want to see. So now we're going to run the car, get it hot, and then we'll check the oil pressure when it's hot. Okay, that's been running for about nearly 5 minutes. 5 minutes at idle. Alright, increase the rev to 2000. Stop. So I'll show you the kilometers on this car. Is 235,961. That's the sign that comes up when your oil pressure is too low, and the reason why that sign came up is because we disconnected the oil pressure switch from the car. It doesn't really matter because we know what the oil pressure is on our gauge here. So I'm going to look up the specification, but to me it looks like the oil pressure is fine. Nothing wrong with the oil pressure. Could be just the switch is faulty, which is this one here. So I might have to get a new switch, put it in, and then new coils and new spark plugs. and then double check it, and we'll go from there. Okay, the oil pressure now has come down because the oil is getting hotter. So it's getting hotter now. About 60 degrees or 70, 60, between 60 and 70 degrees. This is what I get. Mind you, the kilometers on this car is high. So we need to actually see when we're going to look at the actual oil pressure when the actual engine is really, really hot. So we can see what's happening. Okay, now the engine's at roughly at a running temperature, about 90 degrees, and the oil is already 90 degrees, about 80 to 90 degrees now. So this is the oil pressure when it's hot, compared to the oil pressure when it was cold. It's come down to nearly half. So I'm going to look up the specification for this car here, and I'm pretty sure that looks alright to me. Just looking at this, I think the actual oil pressure switch is faulty, so we're going to get a new switch fitted. And I'll probably advise to use a thicker oil because this car's got a lot of kilometers as well in the future. Revit 2000. Stop. Alright, this is your coolant temperature there, just above 80, about 90, and this is your oil pressure temperature, just about 90 degrees. So now let's check the gauge. Now we're at running temperature. So this is our reading now for the normal running temperature, just above about 1.7, 1.6, 1.7. So 1.7 bar. Okay, thanks for watching and please subscribe.